What's up, everybody? That's Ash, that's Dan, I'm Matt, and this is Party Chat.
It is.
Thank you. This is the weekly show that the three of us do every Wednesday, where we get together for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and just talk about a particular topic that is video game related. We basically normally take turns picking topics, or we take topics from the community, or we would if we had a community.
That gave us topics.
But if you're interested in video game related conversations, let's plays, news, anything, basically, you can head over to thegameinitiative.com. Links to that and our social media are all down below. So, question this week. What games that have historically been released, now we're not talking a game that's come in the last year that you might not have had a chance to, we're talking about games that have way been and gone, that have passed you by or you've not kind of really taken to, for either one or two reasons. Either one, you just didn't play it for whatever reason. You know you should have played it because it's a big iconic video game. Or just simply one that you tried to play but just could never get into, despite, again, everyone saying it's really, really good. So, who wants to go first?
I will, go on.
Yeah.
Well, just to summarise, I would say probably between the years 2002 and 2007, I literally played very little in the way of games. So there are a lot of games in that window that I didn't play that I wish I had played.
So basically the PS2 era.
Yes.
You missed completely.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of good games in that time.
I know.
Some would even say the best era.
Yeah, I missed a lot of games in that time. I did have a PS2, but I just got very little play. There are a lot of games that I see now where we get, I don't know, like there are other games as well. For example, Just Cause 3 is coming out.
Yeah.
I didn't play Just Cause 2. That was a game that...
Did you play Just Cause?
Nope.
So you didn't play either?
Nope.
Okay.
So that's two games that I really wish I'd gone and played. I think you've got Just Cause 2.
I had Just Cause 1 as well.
Okay. But there are a few games there that I think, I really wish I'd played those and got into them, because I play them now and I just think, I just wish I had. And the Grand Theft Auto games on the PlayStation 2, I didn't play those. So Vice City, San Andreas.
3?
And 3. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's the big one.
Yeah.
That's the big one you missed.
I know.
Did you play the original GTA?
No.
GTA 2?
No, I played...
GTA London?
Was it London? It might have been. I think it was London. And then...
Yeah, it was top down and it was like in the 60s.
4, and then there was one on the PSP as well, which I did play.
Oh, that was like the Liberty City Stories?
That was it, yeah.
Okay.
And then 4 and obviously 5. Yeah.
See, at least you then saw Liberty City, just not the main mission.
Yes.
And it was a bit later on.
Yeah. So there are a few big games there that I have missed over the years that I do sort of, I wish I'd played, especially when I hear people talk about them. I mean, even in conversation that we have here on the Game of the Week show and on Party Chat, when we talk about these old games and you reminisce about these great games. We were talking about Stuntman the other week.
Yeah.
And it was just a game
you've never even heard of,
PS2 that I just haven't played. So yeah, there's definitely a lot there that I regret missing.
But to be fair, in your defence, at that time you were like 18, 19.
Yeah, well I just had a son, so
I was gonna say
kids. That's what happens. Kids.
I was gonna say booze and boobs were more important. But
No, not quite. That was a little bit before then. Yeah.
Back when he was 14.
No, certainly, yeah. Kids, I think, just change things, and your priorities do change. And now he's got to the stage where I think you can. He's a bit older, and you can invest a bit more time in it and catch up on the things.
Well, also
that you missed.
because he's older as well, you can actually be playing some. Obviously, not the more violent stuff. But there are
as much as he really wants to play GTA 5, he's not.
Yeah, but there are some games now that you can play with him at the same time.
There are a lot.
Yeah.
He
Until Dawn.
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid 5.
Okay, bedtime now.
But it's 1 in the afternoon, Dad. Look, Dad wants to play games. Bed.
But no, all in all, I think there has been, as you can well imagine, in that period there are a lot. But I would say some of the ones that I really think about now and again are and of course obviously the early Metal Gear Solids as well.
Yeah.
I played Metal Gear Solid 4 was the first one I played. So yeah, certainly a lot there missed, and obviously trying to catch up with that with Ground Zeroes and going to be Phantom Pain shortly. But there's definitely a lot in that window.
There's just so many games. I feel like the speed games come out unless you play video games every year.
Yeah.
I was the same. I had a period where, like, when I look back at my games, my PS1 games,
Yeah.
for example, and I was going through them when I was getting everything together to look for these Let's Plays that we do. And it's like, man, I have a lot of sport games.
Yeah.
Like, in fact, nearly everything I owned on my PS1 was either sport or racing in some form.
Yeah.
And like that's until I got to the Xbox era, I suppose. Until I was about 17, with the exception of the odd game, like Metal Gear being an exception, it was nearly all just like sport and stuff. And it's like there's a lot of games as a result that I missed.
Yeah.
Like if I was basically nearly any SNES Mario game, so like Mario World, Super Mario, I played anything that came over to the Game Boy, but there's definitely games there that I missed. On top of that, there was one of my biggest regrets. Not regrets, it's a bit of a harsh word, but is the Final Fantasy series. Like everyone talks so fondly of this Final Fantasy series. It's like I remember watching my friend play Final Fantasy 7 on the PS1 when he got it, and I was like, man, this game just looks boring. And as a result, I've never played them. You know, they look because of the turn-based feature just always completely turns me off. I was like, I don't want to take turns fighting. It's like, where's the skill? I know there is a deep level of skill involved in it, but I don't really understand it. It's like, even with Pokemon, it's just like you just used to use your most powerful attack and hope that most powerful attack kills him before his most powerful attack kills you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I never really got the turn-based, and I never played any Final Fantasies. I know neither of you did, so you can't enlighten me into it.
I played into 8, but I never completed it.
Did you play 7, did you?
No.
Oh, okay.
8 was the only one. That was bought for me at a car boot when my mum bought it home. Like, I did play it. I got into disc 2, maybe disc 3 out of 4. I honestly can't tell you why I stopped playing that game. I don't know if it's something came out.
Because there were 4 discs.
I was like...
But I was enjoying it. That's my point. It's like
Yeah.
I can't actually remember what triggered me stopping that game. Whether it was the game just wouldn't work, or whether it was something else came out. Maybe I got it at the wrong time, so it's all of a sudden here's a PS2.
Yeah.
I honestly
maybe.
can't remember that finer detail for
that
it.
does happen.
Car boot, maybe the 4th disc was missing.
No, it did have all 4 discs.
Scratched, yeah.
That's what I mean. It could have just not
But
worked.
that happens. I mean, there are games that, even I can be enjoying them and like them, but then something comes along and you take it out of the console and it just never goes back in the console for a number of reasons. You don't have time to get back to
for me, it wasn't even like it was because it was hard.
No.
Because my friend had one of those cheat discs that you could put in beforehand.
So it wasn't hard because I was cheating.
Oh yeah, because that was like PS1 era as well. Most of my games I'd just play them for fun, so who cares? I put on a cheat and ran with it. Basically, it was ones that like leveled up some character. I didn't know the names of them when I started, so it's just like I just picked some of them and leveled them up to 99, and then they had all their finishing moves and everything like that. So basically, I wasn't stuck at a battle or anything like that.
No, but yeah, it's a weird series. I have met a couple of people that obviously really love it, and it's got a lot of RPGs and games that I feel maybe now as I'm starting to play more. Okay, they're Western RPGs now, but as I enjoying these Western RPGs, it's like maybe I was a bit closed-minded on some of these JRPGs that I've just kind of pushed to the curb. But then there's no way I'm going back.
No.
I don't even have enough time for now, let alone unless it was a game that it was like everyone had said, it was like a foundation of gaming, like Pong or something, or like the original Super Mario. It's like, if I hadn't played that, then maybe that would be one that I'd play and stuff like that.
I think you got to remember as well that you can research games in much more detail nowadays than you ever could back in PS2 days. You didn't have access to as much information as you have now. So
it was pretty much, if it wasn't like the feature in whatever gaming magazine you picked up, you probably didn't hear about it until you saw it on the shelf.
Yeah.
and then it was, you were a kid, so you weren't able to just buy every game.
Yeah.
Always, you would maybe get 1 or 2 for your birthday, 1 or 2 for Christmas, and if you're lucky, the odd one here or there.
Yeah.
But you're not getting, you're not getting like 20 games a year, which we probably all do now, at least.
At least.
Triple, not counting smaller download ones like AAA ones.
Probably a game every other week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how about? I mean, rounding off as well, I would say Mass Effect is one I've spoken about before. I'm not going to go into details, but I've just tried to, and it's just I just couldn't get into it. But again, everyone talks about it as one of the best RPGs in the last generation.
Yeah, I can get that for an extent, because it kind of, if you're looking at 2 being your entryway, it starts off with a fairly big cinematic moment, and then it just kind of slows it down quite quickly, and you're just suddenly walking around talking to people and this, that, and the other. It's like, well, where's the action kind of thing? So it takes a while to settle in, but having played them, obviously, I appreciate them.
Yeah,
but I can see someone going in completely cold. It's just like, well, come on.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was the first Mass Effect. I played Mass Effect 1, and then I tried Mass Effect 2.
I've never seen or tried to play the first one. So.
But 1 I know is the most heavy RPG, and they get more
I think it's because 1 was only on PC,
and
whereas was it on Xbox as well?
It never came to PlayStation.
Yeah, I think as they moved more to being mainstream console games and less just around the PC, I think they kind of toned down some of the RPG stuff and made it more accessible for someone on a console.
Yeah. So what are your glaring holes then, Dan?
Well, because I've never owned certain consoles, I've obviously missed out on their big staples. So it's like anything on the Xbox side.
Yep.
Apart from playing it at someone's house, I've never played it. Never played Halo. Never played Forza. Things like that, and I know they're obviously big marquee names for that.
Yeah.
Like Nintendo, I never owned like the SNES,
yeah,
and so on. So
you were the same
I never played those early Mario games apart from anything that was on a Game Boy.
Yeah.
And so on. So I missed those, but like Metal Gear Solid's one of a franchise that I did have on PS1, and looking at it when your Let's Play that you did on that very first level, I can look at it and go, yep, that was that. I remember seeing that. For some reason, I either couldn't get past it or didn't quite understand what I was doing as a kid, to the point where I was just like, no, I don't have the time for this.
It was a hard game.
I put it aside.
Yeah.
And I've never played those games, and I think it's that initial reaction.
Well, when you're a kid, you don't have much.
That first game, like that first level, for whatever reason, maybe I was keep getting caught. I didn't have the patience. I honestly can't remember that much detail on it, but I just know it was that very opening bit, and it's like. No.
Oh, what, the elevator bit?
Yeah, literally, like getting to the elevator is all I'm talking about.
Oh, I thought you meant getting.
That's the very start.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And I think it's because I didn't pay attention enough, or I was just getting caught. I didn't understand all the controls.
Yeah.
Just for whatever reason, I couldn't get.
And because of that,
past
you put it to one side and just didn't really go into it.
And then just completely ignored the franchise going forwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, that can happen.
Well, especially while you think how much easier.
But again, that was another Car Boots purchase, and I don't think that one had the control things in it.
Oh, you didn't have... Oh, because obviously, back in the day, video games...
You have all your controls in,
it didn't,
user manual.
You didn't
and
get
I don't think it had
game normally.
So it's like, I don't know what I'm doing. And I think that really tainted my opinion of those games.
You need to take your parents, stop being cheap and buy you full games then, don't they? And a time machine to go back and tell them. Although if you had a time machine, that wouldn't really be a problem.
Right, when you can mix it in with extra games on the cheap.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean, if you got a choice of one new game for £40 or 6 old second-hand games for no-brainer. Anything else, or is that main ones for you?
That's pretty much it. I would actually have liked to have played the Splinter Cell games.
So
I think now, obviously with my Assassin's Creed history, I'd probably have more appreciation for that sort of thing compared to maybe at the time.
Well, you need to...
When are you getting that Xbox?
So yeah, when are you going to get an Xbox One? Like, you're talking about all of these games that you're sad for, Xbox. If you don't buy an Xbox One, it's just only going to get worse for you.
The Master Chief Collection is a must, and you are very quickly.
So you can play all of them, and then you can play all of Gears as well. Forza's luckily a one where you don't need to play every one. You just play the latest. It's like the same with...
But between me and Matt, you can probably get a couple of games.
Yeah. How?
Oh yeah, they've only had one since Xbox One's come out.
Oh yeah, Forza, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you can have my Forza 5. I'm about to buy Forza 6 in like 2 weeks. So, hopefully, when I do a Let's Play in a couple of weeks of the original Forza, that will tip you over the edge. Although I don't think it will.
Probably not.
If Halo and Gears doesn't tip you, Forza's not going to tip you.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I know you're more of a shooter than a racer.
Yeah.
So, cool. Well, I'm sure there's many more on our list, but we don't want to just sit here listing games and games. The reality is, it's impossible to play every game. I think we have to accept it. You know, I've still got... There's already games on this generation that I've missed, and I want to play. And it's like...
When are you going to ever get around to
I'm never going to get back to them. That's why I need to kind of start thinking about what games I'm going to buy and not buy for this winter. Because I don't want another Assassin's Creed Unity situation on my hands. Or Evil Within, where they both just sit there, and a year later I still haven't played either of them.
Yeah, well, I've already got plenty on my shelf like that.
So that's it for this week on Party Chat. Let us know in the comments which games you feel are missing from your catalogue, which games you want to play that you never have, and also leave comments below about what questions you want to see us discuss, and maybe you'll be the first person to ever have your question on the show. That would be you'd be a very lucky person if you can have that, because I'm sure no one wants anything more than the three of us speaking for 15 minutes.
Oh yeah, always.
Unless they want us speaking for 30 to 40 minutes.
Yeah, then they can go over to the Game of the Week show.
Yeah.
Next week's topic, though, unless we get a viewer one in that is particularly better, we'll have a conversation about crowdfunding video games. There's been more in the news this week with Harmonix. Obviously, we've got Kickstarter. We've now got the new service called Fig. So we'll kind of weigh up the two of those, which is better and worse, and find out why people can't fund their own games. So that's it for this week. Dan, Ash, thank you.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Everyone out there, thank you for watching. We'll see you all next time.